Yeah.
Your camera must be locked. Oh, there you go. All right, now you're live. Yeah. So you may notice there's a delay between the stream and it's like a minute or 30 seconds or something like that delay. Yeah. So that's why it gets confusing, but anyway. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the show like normal, but there you go. I thought I could mention the cafeteria thing, all that stuff. All right, guys, we're joining in a minute and what? 18 seconds? See if the bell. Oh, there's the bell. Man, my timer's off. Speed it up. Give it another 20 seconds. See if anybody else needs to join in. I'm doing something new with my camera. Notice that it zooms in on my face. If I swing over here, it should follow me. Look at that. Ooh, it just followed me. I come back over here. Now, if it loses my face, like this, I think it goes back to full screen. Nope, it still has me. Oh, there we go. If I turn to the side, it's not for sure. Is that my face? Is that not my? Is it my face? Is it not my face? It's gonna zoom in. There we go. All right. Well, I think it's time to start another episode of your Channel 2 News. Today is May 10th, 2021. Time is 12:15. This is I think the 6th period. It's even day, right? 6th period live stream news. And I've got Miss Yanka on here today. She's not on the screen yet, but I got Miss Yanka on here. And because I think she needs to talk some trash. So let me tell you what that's about. For those of you that were with us on Friday, You may have remembered the event between Miss Yanka and Mr. Hemker, and there was some trash talk going on between the two of them. Something about cheating. I think I heard some cheating conversation. So while we're doing that, let me pull up something else. Let me find it here real quick. So I'll go back. This all started with the question of what is the best cafeteria food? What's the best cafeteria food that exists, at least at Danville High School? So let me share this tab. There you go. You should be able to see this form. So I sent a link to this form to the homeroom teachers. They had to sort through the emails to find it, but I sent a link to this form to the homeroom teachers. And so it's got the final, I need a final decision. So these were the 6 top answers of all the, like when I said, what's your favorite cafeteria food? This was the 6 top answers. So I want to decide by vote what is the top food? Let me show you exactly where the standings are right now. Right now, we have 50 responses. 50 people have responded to this so far. 50 people have put in their vote. And so you can see on here, the winning food right now is chicken tenders with 13 votes. But a close second is orange chicken with 12 votes. I mean, it's close. It is right there, neck and neck, right? Cafeteria pizza is 3rd place. And then we got old school rectangle pizza, and coming in last place is baked potato. Okay, so it is. Oh man, see, look, the votes are changing while I'm speaking to you, right? Ooh, more votes are coming in. We still got chicken tenders is still winning the day. I think chicken tenders is going to win it. You may have noticed you can only vote 1 time. You can change your vote, and you can also look at this. You can look at the final result yourself. So once you vote, try to go back into the link. It'll say, look at previous responses, or so. I don't know what it says, but you can look at this thing yourself. Wow, we just jumped up another almost 10 votes right there. We're up to 59 votes now. Wow, chicken tenders is definitely winning. Orange chicken. I'm kind of surprised at that. The orange chicken is pretty good. I like the orange chicken. I don't think I've had the chicken tenders. In fact, to be honest with you, I don't even know if we still sell chicken tenders. Anyway, all right, so this is where it started. Wow, 64 votes. Man, you guys are bringing in the votes. All right, so that's what that's all about. Let me go back to the slides. So it all started with just a simple question about cafeteria food. And then it changed during 6th period because the option of Salisbury steak came into play, not just as an option, but then there was talk of Salisbury steak eating competitions between Mr. Hemker and the name Mr. Heil. Coach Heil came up. And so there was talk of Salisbury steak eating competitions. And then there was some trash talk about people cheating. And so to find out about the whole cheating thing, let's get Miss Yanka on here. Oh, turn my radio off. Miss Yanka on here. Let's see now. Now she's probably delayed. It might take her a second to join me, but let's see if she joins in here. Turn up my volume here, so if she does join in, I can hear her. All right, Miss Yanka. Let's see if you can join in. We need to hear. So if you turn on your other computers, oh, there you are, and unmute. There you go. All right, so they should be able to hear you. Hopefully we don't get a lot of feedback from my computer. But Miss Yanka, could you explain to me the cheating from Mr. Hemker? Let's see if you can join in. We need to hear. So if you turn on your other computers, oh, there you are, and there you go. All right, so they should be able to hear you. Hopefully we don't get a lot of feedback. All right, I think she's waiting for the other one to catch up. You can turn up the volume on your own computer, on that computer you're on, so you can answer with me.
So we had a kickball tournament with all the teachers a couple years ago when Miss Norton was here, and the math department was against the PE department. And in the middle of the kickball tournament, the PE department was making up rules and changing the rules as it was going. And Mr. Hemker was one of the main people that was changing the rules, and they won because they cheated. That's why Mr. Hemker is a cheater.
Interesting, interesting. So the math department, as you may know, the math department likes to play by the rules, right? They stick to the rules. But the PE department, it seems. Now, I mentioned to Miss Yonka this morning. Maybe it's like something called Calvin ball. Some of you haven't read Calvin and Hobbes, but if you read Calvin and Hobbes, Calvin liked to play Calvin ball, which means he just made the rules up as he went, and he just changed them all the time. Sounds like that's what the PE department does. So now I'm not interviewing you both at the same time, but I've heard that to solve this problem, we may have to have a dance off. Now, Miss Yonka is up for this, but I heard that Mr. Hemker might chicken out. Miss Yonka, well, what do you think about Mr. Hemker's willingness to participate in this dance off? You think he'll do it? Do you have do you have any like a challenge you'd like to issue to him or anything like that? All right, we gotta wait for the delay. She's got a delay. Now, Miss Yonka.
Yes.
Well, what do you think about Mr. Hemker's willingness to participate in this dance off? You think he'll do it?
I don't think Mr. Hemker will do it. I think he's too afraid of losing.
Do you have any like a challenge you'd like to issue to him or anything like that? We gotta wait for the delay.
Yeah, sorry. The delay is awkward. I don't think Mr. Hemker will do it.
Give him a challenge. Give him a challenge, Miss Yonka. Give him a challenge. I want to hear a challenge. Then I'll let you go.
Hey. Hey. The delay is awkward.
Give him a challenge. Give him a challenge, Miss Yonka. I want to hear a challenge. Then I'll let you go.
Mr. Hemker, I challenge you to do the splits.
There you go. You heard it. Challenge is to do the splits in. I'm guessing, now I've never been a part of a dance off before, but I'm guessing that the splits is to be done in and during. Right.
To do the splits. On the line.
There you go. You heard it. Whoa, was that your kids at home? That's your at-home kids? I've never been. Okay, okay. All right, Miss Yonka. I know there's gonna be a delay, so you may throw one more thing in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my. I don't actually have a question of the day, but I am gonna jump into the quote of the day. I've got a quote of the day, and I don't know how this is gonna apply to everything we've been talking about, but I'm gonna try to get this dance off scheduled, and I want to see if the Channel 1 students can film it, and then we are going to do some serious dance off. And part of the challenge is going to be, will Mr. Hemker do the splits? I don't know if he can do that or not, nor do I know if he should. Just saying. All right. Quote of the day. Quote of the day. This is an old one from Plato. This one applies to a lot of things that I see happening in the dean's office when kids used to come in here on a regular basis. The wise speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. Ain't that the truth? There's people that go, I've got something to say, and they say it. That's good. Sometimes that's good. That's not always good. But sometimes that's good. Other times you go, but fools because they have to say something. Right? You ever met somebody like that? I gotta say something. No, you don't. You don't have to say something. But anyway, I just have to say something. No, you really don't. You don't have to say something. Do you have something to say? Let's hear it. You think you just have to say something? No, that's not true. All right. Today's national days. National Clean Up Your Room Day. Amen. National Lipid Day. No idea. That's like a fat or something, right? Do we have any science teachers on here? Could get to slides.app.goo.gl/NBM3L and tell me, is a lipid a fat? Shrimp Day. Now I'm just hungry. Washington Day. State, city, person. I don't know. Women's Checkup Day. No comment. Big 12 Conference football players. First team, Larvell Watkins, Eric Turner, Mikhail Walker, Joey Irons, and Devin Miles. Let's hear it for those guys. And honorable mention, Caleb Robinson, Jamarion Clark, Randy Wesley, Matthew McQuan, and Matthew Thomas. If you're a freshman and toured the CTE classroom on Wednesday the 5th, please email Mr. Greenhall and let him know that you are interested in taking a class, and there's something off there. Interested in taking, I guess that should be a class, and which class you are interested in next year. So you need to tell them what class that you want to take a class and which class it is. Remember, you can learn to work with the robots. That's the preferable option, or for them. The less preferable option. Think iRobot. Yes. No, we don't want to work for the robots. Last day of College Express is Tuesday. That's tomorrow, May 11th. Students with their own transportation who do not need guided support help should arrive by 10:30 a.m. Students who are bused from DAC to DHS will receive updated bus stuff. They should have gotten that last week. College Express students who choose to come for guided support or are reliant on the bus to get to DHS should report to Study Hall for second and third periods. Don't worry about this freshman. This will be for tomorrow. Birthdays today. Nicholas Kane, Nehemiah Hill, Juan Lyons, Kiara Red, Devin Reed, and Nevaeh Turman. Happy birthday, y'all. Dean Insider. Dean Insider. I got nothing. You're at home. Hopefully you're being good. I don't have answers to questions because I didn't ask any today. But my song of the day today, my music choice of the day today, I've been criticized for not being diverse enough in my music choices. And so I don't necessarily fall in line with this particular style of music, but I found one that I do like, that I actually knew it or heard of it. And so I thought I'd play you some music today. I haven't done any of this style of music yet. Country music. That's right, y'all. I know that this will not appeal to all of you, but I got some country music for you today. And after the song, after the end credits roll, I've got a short little video that's actually, you don't need to save at all for it. It's I just want to show it because it's the best and worst video I watched all last week. I watched it and I'm like, this is the best and worst thing I've seen in like a month. It was, seriously, it was like, I started watching, I'm like, yeah. And then I was like, this is, and it was like, oh, this is terrible and wonderful all at the same time. You don't have to stay and watch that. But my music choice of the day, country song. Got me some Darius Rucker. I picked him. Seriously, guys, you don't have to watch this at all.
I just thought I'd write a poem.
I just, best and worst thing I saw all last
now
week.
this, well,
They could always start the wedding late, I guess.
now the title of it is Bo. That's the name of the dog.
Feel free to put in the
He
slides
never came to me when I would call
.go
unless I had a tennis
/
ball.
NB
Or he
and
felt
3L.
like it. But mostly he didn't come at all. When he was young, he never learned to heel or sit or stay. He did things his way. Discipline was not his bag, but when you were with him, things sure didn't drag. He'd dig up a rose bush just to spite me, and when I'd grab him, he'd turn and bite me. He bit lots of folks from day to day. The delivery boy was his favorite prey. The gas man wouldn't read our meter. He said we owned a real man-eater. He set the house on fire, but the story's long to tell. Suffice to say that he survived and the house survived as well. And on evening walks, and Gloria took him, he was always first out the door. The old one and I brought up the rear because our bones were sore. And he'd charge up the street with Mom hanging on. What a beautiful pair they were. And if it was still light and the tourists were out, they created a bit of a stir. But every once in a while, he'd stop in his tracks and with a frown on his face, look around. It was just to make sure that the old one was there to follow him where he was bound. We're early to bedders in our house. I guess I'm the first to retire. And as I'd leave the room, he'd look at me and get up from his place by the fire. He knew where the tennis balls were upstairs, and I'd give him one for a while, and he'd push it under the bed with his nose, and I'd dig it out with a smile. But before very long, he'd tire of the ball, and he'd be asleep in his corner in no time at all. And there were nights when I'd feel him climb upon our bed and lie between us, and I'd pat his head. And there were nights when I'd feel this stare, and I'd wake up and he'd be sitting there, and I'd reach out to stroke his hair, and sometimes I'd feel him sigh, and I think I know the reason why. He'd wake up at night and he would have this fear of the dark, of life, of lots of things, and he'd be glad to have me near. And now he's dead. And there are nights when I think I feel him climb upon our bed and lie between us, and I pat his head. And there are nights when I think I feel that stare, and I reach out my hand to stroke his hair, and he's not there. Oh, how I wish that wasn't so. I'll always love a dog named Bo.
Is that not the best, worst thing? If you've ever had a pet that you loved, I was like, no. All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching another episode of your Channel 2 News. And if no one else told you they love you, I do. Have a good rest of your day.